Okay, good afternoon and welcome to YouTube. Ian Talina, and today we're learning the last simon of Birkas Hamazon, Hilchas Birkas Hamazon, Simon Reish Aleph. We're talking about who should be the Mavarich, the one who leads Zimun. In Halacha Beis, we learn Lo Yachtim Chacham Yisrael Kohen Am Aretz Levarach Lefanav Derech Choko Mishpat Kahuna. If you have two people that could potentially lead Birkas Hamazon, you have a Kohen, but he's an Am Aretz, and you have a Talmud Chacham who's a Yisrael. Who goes first? So technically, you could give it to the Kohen. But really, you're supposed to give it to Talmud Chacham. And if you give it's wrong, if you give it to the Kohen and you say, do we have a Kohen over here? I remember my Rosh Yeshiva, Yaakov Friedman, you know, when people were waiting in line to ask questions, people were waiting in line to ask questions. And there was a guy right about to ask him a question. He said, is there any Kohanim over here? Oh, you're a Kohen. So the Kohen, who was last in line, would come and get to ask the question first. So he obviously felt that also over there you have to Makadesh the Kohen. I don't know if that guy was an Amaris. Apparently, everyone in Yeshiva is Talmud Chacham. Apparently, when you get married, they call you Rav. In Yeshivas, you become Rav once you get married. You don't have to do any formal smicha. You just have to get married. Because apparently, when you get married, you become a rabbi. Don't know about that, but anyway, I used to give honor to the Kohanim. So it's a halacha in the Gemara. The Kiddush, the Gemara in Gittin says you're supposed to Makadesh the Kohen, give him extra kedusha. He gets the first aliyah in shul and Torah reading. He gets, the first speech. If you have any symposium, he's supposed to speak first. If you have a bunch of singers, is Avram Fried a Kohen? It might be a Kohen, Avram Fried. So Avram Fried should get to sing first. I think he actually said Avram Fried that he does sing first because he likes to sing first, even though it's considered more of an honor to be the final performance of the night. But really, you go first. So the Kohen is supposed to go first. However, if he's an Amaris, Talmud Chacham goes before him. The Gemara Megillah seemingly says, but hard to understand, because just because he's an Amaris doesn't make him less of a Kohen. He's a Kohen. He's a Kohen. He wasn't someone that's a Halal, that's the son of Ben Grusha Ben Chalutza. So he's really has Kedushas Kahuna. So why not? So it's hard for me to understand this halacha. The only way I can think of understanding this halacha is that we're talking about, the Gemara was talking about not everyone had benching available. So the reason you give the Talmud Chacham is because he's familiar with benching. So he's the one leading the benching because he's the only one that knows how to bench. If you have an Amaretz, there's a suffix, right? He might not know all the words. Or he might mumble some of the words. He's not going to lead Berk's in the right way. I don't believe that nowadays when we have benchers and the Kohen Amaretz can read Hebrew very well. He knows how to read Hebrew. I think the Kiddush applies. You just give to the Kohen, especially nowadays that in shul, right? You ever hear of giving a Talmud Chacham? I mean, the Gadol Ador, Chaim Kanievsky, when he was alive, he ever got the first Aliyah in shul? He never got the first Aliyah. He got Shlishi. He never got the first Aliyah. He always get it to the Kohen. Even the Gemara Megillah says that Rav, maybe the Gadol Ador, could get the Aliyah of Kohen, the first Aliyah. But the minhag nowadays is not to do that. So nowadays, for sure, a Kohen, even Am Aretz, right? You go to a shul, you have Chaim Kanievsky, and you have Am Aretz, right? The big Gvir who came in to get a bracha for his daughter Shidduch, right? The guy is worth millions of dollars. He flew in, and he paid extra money to the Gabbai to get first dibs, Rav Chaim Kanievsky, after he finished his Ma'ariv or something like that. And he's an Am Aretz Gomer, and but nonetheless, if they're together in shul, they're on Monday or Thursday, not Ma'ariv, it's Shachar, Monday or Thursday. Who's getting the Kohen? And the Am Aretz is getting the Aliyah, and Rav Chaim Kanievsky, he'll get third, Shlishi. So practically nowadays, we give the Kiddush and Am Aretz. So I don't agree. This is a Mordechai who says Derech Choko Mishpat Akun is wrong. The Mordechai says to do it. I believe that the reason that the Gemara says they used to give to a Talmud Chacham is because he knew benching. Kohen Amaretz didn't always know benching. Nowadays, no benching. Of course, the Kohen should come before the Talmud Chacham. Whether you're an Amaretz or Talmud Chacham doesn't really matter. There's nothing wrong with being an Amaretz. I don't know. I mean, we always think about Amaratzim, they're terrible. But Amaratzim are people that know about the world. And it's equally valuable to know about the world as to know, if you just know about the Talmud, right, or you just know about the world, I think you're on the same plane. The only person who's above both of them is the person who knows both about the Torah and both about the world, because you can't understand the Torah without knowing about the world. So if you know the Torah and you have a photographic memory, you can remember every daf, you can put a pin through Shas and tell you every fourth word in the whole Masechta on each daf, That's great. That's amazing. You're a Talmud Chacham, but it's not going to help. You're not going to understand the depths of the Torah because you don't understand the world. And if you understand the world, you're someone who's in business. You read the newspaper. You might even read Yeshiva World News in the shul. So I told you that story in the regular Shulchan Aruch Yomi. A funny story that happened this morning of someone castigated me for reading Yeshiva World News in the base medrash. Um, I brought 2 months to the base of medrash. So I'm Aretz. So you know about the world, but you can't understand the Torah because you don't know the Torah. But if you know the Torah, you know Amaratzis, you know about the world, then you could properly understand the Torah. Because don't think that if you just ignore the world and learn Maseches Gittin and Kiddushin and Yavamos and Baba Kama, you're going to know anything about the world. The Torah is you're going to start talking about, well, 2,000 years ago, this is what the halacha was because they were on a boat and they had barrels of wine, they were carrying around, and the barrels of wine you had to, open. It took 60 days for them to grow the wine. You don't know anything about making wine. You have no idea what they're talking about, right? The Gemara applies equally to all generations. So if you know about the world, then you can understand the Torah. And there's not too many people like that, only me. Anyway, that's all I have to say today. So therefore, I think Kohen Aretz is just as equal to a Talmud Chacham, and Kohen comes before a Talmud Chacham. If Talmud Chacham is a Yisrael, that's what I have to say over here. Hope you enjoyed tonight's lecture, tonight's shir. See you tomorrow, where we discuss everyone's favorite topic, brachos. Brachos. What bracha? What types of things you make? Borei Praetz, Borei Preadama, Shahakal. We'll talk about these things going forward. We have a long Shulchan Aruch Yomi tomorrow. Hope you enjoyed today's share. See you in the next one.